to working on these steps. Hope you're all having an awesome Saturday. Let's see what we can do with this video. If you catch this live, awesome. If you catch it after it uploads, smash that like and hit subscribe for me, all right? I gotta go shut the shop door. Don't go anywhere. So back to working on this custom staircase, steps for the staircase. We'll see how it goes. But if you're new here, hit subscribe, hit the bell, hit all, turn on those notifications, right? So you don't miss future uploads or lives. Also check out the shopping bag to get some merch or chainsaw carving that I've done that's ready to go. We'll be using the die grinder and this Saburrtooth burr. We've got to get this pattern carved out right here. And yeah, we got to keep this project rolling. So appreciate y'all hanging out. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're all doing well. What up, the beast? Working on this custom steps for a large spiral staircase for a camp in Lake Placid. You can see I got some already carved out. All right, these are gonna get filled with river stones, some carved fish, other items the customer wants to put in there. We're gonna line this groove around the edges with LED lights, cast them with epoxy, make that epoxy flow over and into the next one, and so on and so forth. The goal is to make that look like a stream flowing down the spiral staircase. If you guys want to be able to see what that looks like done, smash that subscribe button for me. Comment where you're from, what's the temperature. It's an easy comment, helps grow my live, helps me grow my channel. This is what I do for a living. I create content on multiple platforms, chainsaw carve for a living, create rustic furniture, and design cool and unique pieces like we're working on here today. So this is going to be the top step, step number 15. And the customer wants this to kind of look like a starting point with a bunch of fingers kind of opening up where the water's just going to start to flow. So this step is not going to be super deep like the rest of them. Thanks, Gameplays. Appreciate it. It is going to be really awesome as long as it all pulls together right. So a lot of these are pretty deep. These treads are about 5 inches thick. This one's not going to be as deep, right? It's a starting point. It'll be shallow. So this is the one that I got to figure out the most for the LED lights, because I won't have this deep edge to create a groove to put LEDs in. Like I said, it's going to be shallow. So what I'm thinking currently is I would just drill just underneath where it is, carved, then carve down till I can just see the hole that I drilled out, and then the LEDs will shine from the bottom on the first step, and they'll shine up through where that water starts, and then the rest of them, it'll kind of shine like into the step around that edge right there. That's what I'm hoping for. So if you guys are here, help me out. Tap that screen, leave a comment. Where are you from? What's the temperature? All right, guys. Looking to hit new subscribers today. Last time we were live, we got 25 new subscribers, so hopefully we can top that. If you hit subscribe for the first time, come back and let me know. Say I just hit subscribe. We'll give you a shout out. I'm in upstate New York. I don't even know what the temperature is. I gotta look here. This thing in the shade says we're like almost 70. Doesn't really feel like almost 70. It feels more like we're in the 50s, but high 50s, but I'll take it. Appreciate everybody being here though. 54 watching. I'm gonna do a little work on this, and then I'll show you guys what's up. But I've got channel merch, and I have available chainsaw carvings in that shopping tab. Check it out. Come back to live. Help me grow this thing. Appreciate y'all watching. So I was saying this is going to be the top step, all right, in this spiral staircase. This is going to be probably the most shallow step of all 15. Up in Ontario. Awesome. Hey, thanks for the new subscribe there. Gameplays for days. I appreciate it. Yeah, there's a lot of spots missed, right? 40-something watching, 3 thumbs up. Tap that screen for me, guys. Doesn't cost anything to help me grow when you send likes. This will be the top stair out of 15, all right? This is number 15, working its way down. These are going to be the feeders. This is what the customer wants. It's going to look like little feeders, and this is going to branch out into bigger string-like waterways, all right? So here's the other waterways, all right? This is what it's going to look like. We got 55 watching, so I'll explain what's going on. Great big camp on Lake Placid. They got a tree trunk in there from one floor to the next. These are the steps that spiral around that, about 5-inch thick, yellow pine steps, treads. We're carving them out. Me and the customer went, we spent a day, we drew a design pattern down the treads so everything flows. We're carving these out. We're gonna put LEDs that wrap around the inside of each tread, river stones, some carved fish, some other items the customer has. And then we're gonna pour them with epoxy. Fill them with a nice clear epoxy, maybe a little color on the bottom and then some clear epoxy. And then we're going to build some dams and have it waterfall over. That way there, each stair tread cascades from one into the next, so on and so forth. So when you're looking at these, it's going to look like a flowing stream all the way down their staircase. Should be pretty cool. If you want to check that out, hit subscribe before you go today. If you want to get some merch, support the work that I do, check out that shopping bag. Got available carvings, t-shirts, all kinds of stuff in there. Appreciate y'all being here today though. Don't forget to tap that screen. 50-something watching, 3 thumbs up. Can we get 10 thumbs up? Can we do it? Can you do it? It's easy. It's free. You just tap that screen. I'm in upstate New York, about close to 70 degrees today. Where are you guys from? What's the temperature? It's always cool to see people all over the world watching. We already got somebody from Ontario. Appreciate you being here, man. going on? Hope you're all doing well. Still 50 watching, 5 thumbs up. So, been doing a lot of reviews on my TikTok page for that Vivor company. They've been dropping off a ton of stuff through FedEx and UPS. FedEx guy was just here. So, oh, thanks, man. You know, he's like, yeah, thanks. Because, you know, some of these are pretty heavy. I said, yeah, I bet. Dropped off like a log splitter the other day. He's kind of been out of shape. And a jackhammer. I'm gonna have to carve him up something, leave it out there, you know, like for the FedEx guy. Whoops! Didn't know things were gonna be so heavy, bud. I could use laugh. What's going on, guys? Good afternoon. So, we got 60-something people watching, 7 thumbs up. Tap that screen for me, guys, if you're here. We are working on steps for a custom staircase, all right? It's for a great big camp on Lake Placid in upstate New York. How's it going, Sue? Carving out each stair tread. We're gonna line them with LEDs where it's all kind of cut out right there in that groove. That way there, the steps will glow. We're gonna put river stones in there. We're gonna put some carved fish in certain ones. Customer has some of their own personal items they want to add. And then we're gonna cast these with epoxy, a nice clear epoxy, and create a waterfall effect. The goal is to have this look like a flowing stream down around the spiral staircase. So each step will cascade from one into the next. So on and so forth. So if you want to be able to see what that's done, what that looks like done, make sure you hit subscribe before you go today. And like this live for me. We're at 8 thumbs up. Just hoping to get 10 thumbs up on this live, you know. Never know how these things are going to go. But I appreciate you guys being here. This is number 15. So this is the tops. These are like little feeder streams. This one's going to be the most shallow. The trickiest part here is going to be adding lights. So what I'm going to do is get it all kind of somewhat carved where I want it, and we'll have to drill in. This is the back side of the step. We're going to have to drill in to where each feeder is, and then carve down to that drill line, and we'll add a tube, and that's where the LEDs will go once it's all to that point. Then we'll carve down so that tube will kind of show, and these will glow from the bottom, while the rest of those will kind of glow from the sides in and across, like the stones, and into the water. Got about another 6 weeks to get this job done and installed. Customer's got some plans for some other really, really wild and awesome projects. I'm hoping we pulled the trigger on and we really we end up doing. So should be some more fun stuff coming down the line here, hopefully, once this is complete. going on? What's going on? We are working on custom stairs for a spiral staircase, right? This thing's going to wrap around a tree trunk from one level to the next. So these wrap around. I've been commissioned to take each stair. Me and the customer sat and we drew a pattern down the staircase already. And so now I'm tasked with carving each one out. We'll line the inside of what I carved out with LED lights. We'll put in river stones, maybe some carved fish and some other items the customer has. We're going to use epoxy to fill these voids and have each stair tread cascade down into the next, so on and so forth, and each tread will be lit up. Now, there's 15 of these in total. Right now I'm working on number 15, just kind of cleaning it up, trying to figure out how I'm going to get LEDs in this, because this will be the most shallow stair tread as far as carving goes. And then I have those two have to get cleaned up today as well, the two off to the side. Now I got a few others, they're already in the other shop sitting aside waiting for epoxy. But these still got to get the carving side of this done. These have to get like a wooden filler plate made for the back because this gets routed out. This is where all the wiring is going to be for those LEDs. If you want to be able to see what this looks like done, be sure to smash that subscribe button. Come back, let us know you hit subscribe. We'll give you a shout out. Also, feel free, where are you guys from? What's the temperature? It's always cool to see people from all over the country and even all over the world watching. I'm in upstate New York. Hope you're all having a good Sunday. This is where things are going to get a little tricky here. In order to get LEDs underneath what I'm carving, I've got to drill some holes. That fan is extra loud today. I got to drill some holes. While all the other treads have this groove, the LEDs will sit in and glow across. This particular step, with the design we're carving in, these are going to glow from the bottom up. So it's not really going to be deep enough to carve a groove to go around the edge. So, kind of got to get a little tricky with it, you know? Now, the scary part is this bit big enough to go all the way through and kick right out the front and pretty much wreck the entire thing. So, good times there. What I am going to do, though, is wish my permanent marker was out here that I thought I left out here. If I can mark my drill bit. Got to be one out here somewhere. There it is. There's one. I knew I left one out here. We're going to mark depth on our drill bit and have a general idea here of where to stop. Hopefully. Without blasting through the front. Get in here at the right angle. That'll be number one. Hopefully it'll stop about there. Come in at this angle. This will be our number 2 stop spot. I'll be using these lines for reference, giving myself enough space for the drill bit to kind of slow down. Hopefully it won't blast through the side. 90-something watching with 9 thumbs up. Appreciate you guys being here. So we are working on steps for a custom staircase, all right? It's going to be in a massive camp on Lake Placid, upstate New York. It's a spiral staircase down around a tree trunk. I've got to carve each tread out. That's what's stacked up here behind me. There's 15 in total. We got most of them blocked out already. Now it's kind of refining them. You can see the ledge around the one behind me there. There's a little bit of a ledge. The idea is going to be to put LEDs in the steps, river stones, carved fish, some other items the customer has. We'll fill them with epoxy, and then each tread will cascade with epoxy down into the next. So this whole thing will look like a flowing stream from one tread or one step into the next. That's the goal for this project. Make sure you guys give me a like, hit subscribe so you won't miss that finished piece once we get it installed, because I'll be sure to share it with you guys. Right now we're getting ready to drill some holes, because the LEDs for this particular step will not be around the edges. This is the top stair. This is where the water starts, or the water look is going to start. And the customer wanted it to look like little feeder streams and not just a pool of water. You didn't want to just have like a body of water at the top. Wanted it to look like some feeder streams. So now, kind of got to figure out, like, how do I get LEDs, at least a few LEDs, into this feeder stream look, And it'll be a little tricky here, but we're gonna have to drill some holes. Hopefully we don't bust through here and mess our step up, because these steps are already custom made to fit. They've already been test fitted and all that, so woohoo if we jack it up, Oh, tools always work better when you plug them in, just a FYI. Mark my drill bit so I got a general idea of where I'm going to want to stop. That's going to be it. See this wood getting too weak right there, which is all right, because we're going to carve this out down here a little bit deeper for our lights. But we're going to have to stop here. I wanted to go a little bit farther, but I think it's going to bust that piece off. It's a little touchy. You got to be careful here. We're going to break stuff. Hopefully not break stuff. I mean, that's going to be a real bummer if we do, but sometimes there's just not much you can do about it. This whole deal is just giving me an idea how deep I want to carve for the LEDs that we're going to put in here. That's why we're drilling in this way. So now I know I got to carve down a little bit more. That way there I've got these tubes that got to slide in so then the LEDs can go in. And the whole goal for a project like this, obviously to look cool and light up and all that, but we also have to have the ability for maintenance and repairs in the future. Nothing lasts forever, so if we gotta replace LED lights, fix wiring, LEDs cannot be just cast straight into epoxy. You can never replace them, you can never pull them out, never, you know, fix them, anything like that. So that's what I'm trying to create, is spots where those things are able to be pulled out of there. That's what I'm afraid of. That thing gives a good grab and just yanks it right through. Good enough for now. I know where our spots are going to be for our lights. And go in and start hogging out some more material. Top tread, like I said, feeder strings. LEDs will glow up on this. Everything else, LEDs will glow from the sides. At least that is current game plan. Just trying to figure out here what to do next. Appreciate y'all being here. Hope you guys are having a great Saturday. If you want to be able to see what I'm working on completed, be sure to hit subscribe before you go. Usually we're carving, running chainsaws, that kind of good stuff. We'll get back to that soon. Next week we'll be putting epoxy on these, and they'll be in the shop inside. So we'll be back out here carving bears and animals and whatnot. I got to get that summer stock worked up, carved up, you know, for stores and whatnot. If you are just tuning in though, this is going to be a steps for a custom staircase. Staircase was already built. I was commissioned to come in. Me and the customer sat down and drew a flowing stream down around the staircase on the treads to make everything flow together. And then I pulled the treads out, and now I have them with me. I've been commissioned to carve them out and to turn this spiral staircase into a flowing stream all the way down and around. We're gonna put LEDs in here to line what I carve out. We're gonna use river stones, a little bit of colored epoxy, but mostly clear epoxy. These will waterfall over into the next one and waterfall over into the next one, so on and so forth. We're going to potentially carve up some fish to put in certain ones. Plus the customer has some special items that they would like to add, personal items, which is great because you can just put those things right in epoxy once they figure out where they want to put them, and they'll be cast in there forever, you know. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I've been working on these lives quite a bit here lately. If you guys want to be able to see that done, see the final install, the final project, make sure you guys hit subscribe for me. On top of that, you know, we'll be going live. So when you hit that bell and you hit all after you hit subscribe, you'll be alerted when I'm live, when I'm working on this, or we're carving on other projects, things like that. That way there you don't miss out. If If you want to learn to chainsaw carve, I got a full tutorial playlist, step-by-step, teaching people how to carve for their first bears and owls and all those sorts of things. And if you want to support the channel directly, you can always become a member. Or you can check out that shopping bag, get you some channel merch, or even one of my chainsaw carvings. I got carvings in that shopping bag. Those things are ready to ship out. And appreciate everybody being here. 12 thumbs up, 72 watching. Hope you guys are having an awesome Saturday today. This video will upload later on. But yeah, we're gonna get in here, start having out a little more material. This is what we're gonna be using. This guy, pretty big burr. Thanks, yeah. We've had quite a bit of viewers working on this, watching me work on this project. It's been pretty awesome. So as I carve these out for where the LEDs are going to fit in there, that part of the carving will be deep, right? Because I got to put a clear tube in there. So that tubing is going to bring the height back up close to level to the shallow carving. And then where those meet, we'll probably do like a dark green epoxy. Customer really likes the idea of having like that dark green, like a hunterish, muddy hunter green kind of color for epoxy. And that will be just like a low-lying color that's kind of on the bottom of the stream all the way down. That's going to be mixed in with some of the river stones and things. That'll be the little bit of color that we do add. And then the rest of this will be clear so that you could just see right through everything, you know, with a really high visibility. At least that's the goal. There's a lot to kind of, there was and there still is a lot to kind of work out with this project. I mean, the nice part is I don't have to build the staircase. It's already built. but the wiring is going to be tricky. I did meet a guy at the local hardware store. He happened to be in town working on another project with another artist, and we got talking, and they actually specialize in LED lights, so I may reach out to them when it comes time. They said they're, they work as a business, but they are like a total open source business, and they're willing to help with ideas and, give some insight and things like that as far as running LEDs and doing what I want to do. So I'm going to get all the steps pretty much set up and ready for the epoxy and the LEDs, and then I'll give them a call and say, hey, this is what I've got. And like he already pointed me in the direction of a certain brand, but we're going to need all kinds of fittings to clip them together, because really what I want to be able to do when these are complete, filled with epoxy, we have the waterfall effect coming down. That will be each individual step. They won't be connected together, right? So you can carry them individually and install them. What I want is when I show up for installation, I have a wire hanging out the back with a plug, and it'll plug into the next step, which will have a wire, which will plug into the next step. So everything will be like a daisy chain, from one to the next. That's what I want. I don't want to be at the customers fiddling with wiring and all that nonsense. I want these ready to go. So you walk in, put them in place, and just plug them all in, plug and play. That's the hope. That's the plan. But if you do any kind of this work, you know how plans go. Either they go without a hitch, or they're nothing but headaches. So we'll see what happens. Dusty and crusty, oh yeah. What's going on, Rick? Thanks for being here, man. 136 watching, 13 thumbs up. Appreciate y'all. Working on custom steps for a spiral staircase, right? Great big camp in Lake Placid. Beautiful view on the lake. This place is awesome. I will have a completed video, okay? So before you go today, make sure you hit subscribe, hit the button, do all those things so you don't miss the upload when this thing is complete and installed. We will continue to go live working on it together though in the meantime. So it's a tree trunk. These are the spiral treads that are gonna go down around the tree trunk, okay? Carving out each tread. They're going to get LEDs. The only tread that will be different for the way that the lights work is the top step. The top step are going to be feeder. They kind of look like fingers, like feeder strings. In this one, the lights will glow from underneath and kind of spread out, and then they will be around the edge for the rest of them. Each step will get river stones, a little bit of a dark green epoxy in the bottom, mostly clear epoxy. We're going to probably do some carved fish here and there. Customer has some very personal effects that they would like to add to really personalize the piece. We may do some leaves and some other things to kind of bring it to life. And then we'll fill these with epoxy and create a waterfall effect. The idea is going to be that this flowing stream down around this staircase flows from one tread down into the next. We want everything to kind of have a cascade look, so cascades from one end to the next. Just a nice, smooth movement when you're looking at it. That is the plan. That's what we're hoping for. If you guys want to support the channel and the work that I do, though, this is what I do. Create videos. I'm here on YouTube teaching chainsaw carving, sharing my art, sharing my work. This is what I do full time. I chainsaw carve, create rustic furniture, do design work, crazy stuff like this. You guys can always hit subscribe. That's free. Like my videos. That's free. Become a member to the channel. You know, like Sue Mackey, one of her comments here, you can see she's a member. I appreciate that. You can also get channel merch through that shopping bag, and you can get carvings that I've done. I've got available carvings in there ready to ship out right in that shopping tag. Appreciate y'all being here, though. Hope you guys are having an awesome Saturday. Appreciate you taking time out of your day to see what I'm working on. If you guys are here, though, and you guys are hanging out, comment where you're from. If you just hit subscribe in this live, let me know. Say, yo, I just hit subscribe for the first time, and we'll give you a shout out. Appreciate everybody hanging out, though. Double tap that screen, send some likes this way. Over 130 something watching. We only got 14 thumbs up. Help me out, guys. Smash that thumbs up button. Help me grow this live today. Help me out, guys. Where are you from? What's the temperature today? I'm in upstate New York. We're pushing 70 degrees. Your simple comments like that help me grow this live, and I do appreciate it. Plus, I love seeing where everybody's located. 87 watching, 14 thumbs up. Bam, 118 watching. Look at you guys go. Appreciate you. Dusty in here. Tastes like everything tastes like sawdust. Working on steps for a custom spiral staircase, right? Went in with the customer. We drew a stream down around the stairs. I pulled them out. Now I'm carving them up. The idea is to use epoxy, LED lights, river stones, all that good stuff. Put some other things in there to make it really come to life. Then we're going to use epoxy. Well, yeah, I already said that, right? We'll use the epoxy, though, for the water and to make each tread cascade down into the next. They're going to look really awesome once they're lit up with LEDs, and the whole project really starts to come together here in the next 4 to 6 weeks. If you want to be able to see that when it's done, though, because you know, if you don't watch my channel and you don't hang out 4 to 6 weeks before it's complete, you're totally going to forget about this, right? But if you want to see it done, smash that subscribe button for me. If you want to support the channel, check out that shopping bag. And if you don't want to support the channel financially, that's all right. Just like the video. It helps me grow, and I'll appreciate it. Howdy, howdy, what is going on? Colt, what's happening? Just swinging by. If anybody has questions about the project, just ask, alright guys? Just ask. 15. This is the top tread, right? Top stair. How's it going? Thanks for the thumbs up. Appreciate you. All right, so these are gonna look like feeders, like where the stream starts, right? Kind of seeping out, running down. These deep grooves will have LEDs in here, a little bit of green epoxy to kind of cover them somewhat, have a little bit of glow from the bottom up. This will be the top tread. Almost done with it, but here, I'll grab the other ones and set them up close so you guys can see what's up. So the plan is, right, we got 15 steps that come down around a tree trunk in this massive camp in Lake Placid, New York. Right on the water, big beautiful place they're working on. Went in, commissioned to go in with the customer. We drew up this flowing stream to go down and around the staircase. And now I'm carving up each individual stair tread based off what we already drew. Now, we're going to end up adding LEDs around these grooves, so they'll glow into each step. We're going to add a little bit of dark green onto the base here, like a muddy green color of epoxy. We're going to use some river stones. We're going to carve up some fish, maybe some trout, add them to different treads so they're kind of fish in there moving around, look like they're moving around. Customer's got some personal effects that we're going to add. We're going to add some leaves and some pine cones and maybe some other items. And then what we'll do is I will build a dam that will also overhang. So we got to fill this with epoxy and have these cascade that epoxy down with a short waterfall to the next step. Each step will be made like that. So each step will cascade from one into the next and so on and so forth. They'll be lit up. The goal is to make it look like, you know, as close as we can to a real flowing stream down this staircase. So if you guys want to be able to see that complete, make sure you hit subscribe today, hit that bell, hit all so you don't miss future uploads. If you want to support my channel and what I do here full time and all that good stuff, you can check out that shopping bag, get yourself some channel merch or a carving of mine. I've got carvings ready to ship out. It's free shipping in the United States, so if that's something you're interested in, check it out, see what I've got available. Hopefully we can add some new stuff there soon. I want to get some bigger bears in there available for people, but right now we got some other really neat pieces, so stop in and check that link out before you go today. That is going to kind of conclude this live though. That's all I'm doing, refining these pieces. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Maybe we'll be live doing some carving with the saws. We'll be able to get into like some other animals and things like that. This project's kind of top of the list though. Got to get this done, installed in the next 4 to 6 weeks. So that's what we'll be working on here and there. And like I said, if you don't want to miss it complete, make sure you hit subscribe today, all right? But yeah, hope you guys have an awesome rest of your Saturday. Who knows? We'll see what tomorrow brings. Maybe we'll be carving up something different live. But I appreciate everybody that tuned in. And have a good rest of your weekend. See you guys later.